What are your thoughts on finding co-founders? Should you go solo? If not, how do you find co-founders? Interested in your answers for SaaS agency and ecom brand. So this is just,
then we can hit all of them.
Yeah. On the co-founders for SaaS, I don't know if I know as much, but like it's probably similar principles.
Pretty similar thing.
Let's go to you first. You've done it a bunch of times.
I love this. So I think there's levels of relationship that you can go towards, and I'm going to try to get this in order. You have similar interests. You have like the deeper you can go with the person that you know is the further you can go with that. Mm-hmm. That's the frame. Okay. Similar interests, morals align, similar beliefs. I've made a lot of money with. I've also lost a lot of money with. All those things, the deeper you go in these different stages, the amount of trust you have when things go right, wrong, or get difficult. That goes with your personal partner, that goes with your business partner. And now you need to not go through all of those in a short period of time. So like it's going to take time for you to know, like, this is a person I want to build with. When I look back at all my partnerships, we've done all of those things over many, many, many years. But the initial reason why we got together is because we both had a similar interest in our moral alignment.
Okay.
At its core. Like, those two were like instantly checked. Mm-hmm. And then we both had complementary but different skill sets.
Okay.
That's it. That to me is more than enough to get things done. And if I look at all the partners, every single CEO that we have, all the way down, they have been a supporter or an opposite of what it is that I am.
Like an opposite of what it is that you are. So you're value aligned. Like,
correct.
And when you say value aligned, you're like not talking about the values of the business or whatever. You're talking about like your personal values are aligned.
Yeah.
You can more or less say like, look, are you a person who wants to grow something to $1 billion? Or are you a person who wants to like the business support your lifestyle? Like you can kind of get value aligned that way. But then you're saying they're like might be opposite but complementary to you, or like, because I think you said they might have a crossing over skill set, but different. They could have an adjacent or opposite skill set. Is something you said something like that.
They have correct. It empowers your unique. Like I'm incredible at sales. I'm incredible at media. I'm incredible at attention. But all the partners that I have probably do it or lead a team that does it. Mm-hmm. So it's like they don't need to do what we do, and then what they do, they're usually incredible at ops from vision. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. We all can do those things together, but they're just better at it.
Yeah.
And so when we have feedback or can have conversations around it, it's a really nice, that's thoughtful. I understand how you're doing those things, but you can also have real input in each way. If you have no idea, like this dude handles all the finances, I have no idea what about the finances are. It's really difficult for you to keep them in check, keep them aligned, and have conversations. So it can't be so different than you're basically going, I hope they're doing it right.
Do you think it's different for an agency, for an e-com brand?
Yeah. So specifically, if we go to brand and run the brand, but on the agency side specifically, I don't think you have to go on the partnership side. Uh-huh. I think you want to go partnership side and someone be primarily sales and lead generation, and the other one primarily operations and fulfillment.
Yes.
That is the sexiest.
That's how I would do agency as well.
If you don't know that you're about to pay a bag either way, you go to sales, so you don't have to pay immediate commissions at the beginning, and then you put the other person that you find, a very good operational person, a very good process person, inside and incentivize them on growth and retention. That's the only real way you're doing that at the gym.
Yeah. And I actually like an agency. I either tell people, hey, if you're starting an agency with a friend early on or like a co-founder, great. Yeah. One of you take ops, one of you take sales. And if they're like, we're both ops, or one of you take fulfillment.
You got to figure out who it is.
You got to figure it out. Yeah. And then if I talk to somebody who's a little ways down the road of starting an agency, then I tell them to do what I did, which is like, once I was a little ways down the road, I just started networking and making friends until I found somebody who was good at the biz dev side. Because I had gotten into it by just having some connections, freelancing, and then I just naturally built the fulfillment. Yep. And when you're building the fulfillment, it's very hard to like put the focus into biz dev and sales. So I partnered with Van, who like he was at a brand, and so he had the trust of brands a little bit more, and he could do the biz dev a little bit better. And so, I think every agency I've seen work well has a partnership that does that.
Yeah.
What do you think is harder to like do after the fact? Probably find a biz dev person.
Not even just finding it, but like knowing how to pay them.
Yeah.
Because like your ops at the beginning is probably not fleshed out. So you're probably going to onboarding as many as you could. You're going to set those on the table because you're trying to make sure fulfillment's good. So then they're going to throttle a guy in the front. And if he's a partner trying to make as much money, or someone that's highly paid, it's kind of a sitch.
This person asked solo founder or co-founder. I think for agency, I would do co-founder, but I would be very selective.
Yeah.
You're ready to jump into stuff with people more than I am.
Yeah, because this is 15 years. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've just seen enough where I'm like, even if this goes bad, like, look, some of these partnerships have not been great, for sure. But the worst that could be, I'm like,
It's true. You had a really bad one early on. Not a really bad one. But I had soccer gloves, like, what didn't go great. And I think you were like, okay, that's what happens if it's bad.
That's why even this one, the most recent one we're going through right now, like, it's a challenge across the partnership. I'm like, oh, worst case is this. Like, if you can like project where you're going to land, it's not bad. I'm curious to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Bart.
You got close people in the brand.
Yeah. We're like the total opposite of like, don't work with your friends or family.
Yeah, you're like, no, only family.
Yeah. Well, for us, it's a 3-man team, and that like lane separation you mentioned earlier is so important. So I would say when you get to a point where you find a thing that you're probably not good at, like for us, we have this like buzzword, or we just use the word lane when somebody else is not in theirs. We don't use it often, but like if and we usually just say it as like bros like messing with each other.
Stay in your lane, right?
Yeah, but like but I do everything on the D2C side, marketing, brand, content. Grant is all sales, retail, leads the whole customer service team, did it by himself forever, like insane job, contracts, all that kind of stuff. And then EJ is all ops. And we don't even they don't ask me like really like, hey, what are you doing with this ad, or what email is going out today? They don't even ask because they're so focused in their own lanes that, we meet up or text it out and like, hey, this happened today, blah, blah, blah. And that's about it. But like staying separate, like stop running into each other's like jobs is so important, because you trust each other. And I trust these two are like my best friends. Yeah. Grant and I went to college together, known each other since 2008. He was in my wedding, like just brothers. And then EJ we met shortly after. And those guys have started their own ventures before Dad Gang and have been involved. EJ's been in ops for, I don't know, way longer than I've been in marketing. And Grant's been in sales like since he was a little kid, worked at a store. Like I know these guys are epic at what they do already. And then the like moral alignment was just there. Like we're all men of faith, men of family. Like we don't have this like greed factor. We all look like things I mentioned earlier where we're like, why get bigger? Like, let's stay here and grow slow, or like, let's stay at our jobs. Nobody's forced to jump. Like EJ's still working at his job and nobody's like, well, I think it's time, like just keep doing your thing. Like nobody's greedy for like the goal that you might make up tomorrow that like, I think we need to be a $30 million brand. Right. So we all align around that, and we all align around like, we're doing this to empower like our fatherhood community and grow that, and then help ourselves along the way, but not to the point where like, we need jets and all these like crazy flexes you see on Twitter and across social media. So I would really like, if you have good friends that you trust and you are aligned with, and they are experts in certain fields, try it. I would say try it and trust. I mean, trust has to be there. I think business partnerships are somewhat of a marriage.
For sure.
Like once you get
into one of these.
Yeah, once you get into it, like you have to be aligned across everything. And so for me, like I think we got really lucky, like 3 best buds that were like able to start a brand. But then like looking for a co-founder. If this guy like doesn't have good friends around him,
that's what I was gonna say. How do you find that?
Yeah, that's where I think like you run into do it solo for as long as you can. Then you find this like lane where like, oh, I've never done this, and then look for a person that's an expert in that field, like you did. Go network, make friends that are good at this stuff, and look that way. Because I think you can go solo for a while.
Actually, this ties to the last one, because what I'm hearing from you guys is value alignment and skills that cover different parts of the business.
Yeah.
So like you didn't start a brand until you could do it with until you could like very simply launch it and then do it with people who did the things that you didn't really know how to do well. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I sourced these hats, but like, I'm not really an ops guy. I'm not really a product designer, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, well, I know some people who could do that. And what I'm hearing is it's like value alignment. Like we're all on the same page about, you know, how we should get, I think high level value alignment is good, but even just stuff like how we should get paid, you know, like what our salaries should be, how we should do profit distributions, et cetera.
Yeah.
Right. We're all good with all that. Great. You know, what happens if one of us gets addicted to drugs or dies or something like that? Like we all good with all that? Great. You know,
they can't do much if you die.
you know, so like, you know, or like, what happens to your stake in the business? Does it,
Yeah.
you know, like what happens to your family? Do they get a payout? Do we buy them out? How does that work? As long as you get on board with all that and everybody's like, yep, cool. Check. Then I think that what you're saying is like skill set, not the same skill sets.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it ties to the first question where it's like, if you've got to do a solo founder thing to start, either the acquisition or fulfillment side of the business needs to be very, very easy and simple to understand for you, or you have to have like a strong skill set already in one side of it. So I think the same thing would apply to SaaS. It's like you need to have a technical co-founder. You need to have like more of a sales and biz dev type co-founder. One side is fulfillment, one side is demand generation. You know,
I think SaaS probably requires a co-founder faster.
Yeah, something that's more product focused.
Like you can't really. I just from like
not
I
a
don't
lot of
think you can run
technical.
solo for too long.
Not a lot of technical people are also good at like raising and selling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
or even like lead gen. Like if you're just
Right.
like, sign-ups and stuff, like
Yeah.
a lot
So,
of these people's marketing playbooks, if you're just product focused, it's just, oh, we launched.
yeah.
I don't think there's too many people that are like devs and sales and
That's what I mean.
crazy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's
It
true.
exists,
I think
sure.
that's true of ecom too. I don't think there's a lot of people who are like really good at like product sourcing and stuff, in marketing, and so that I think it's either don't start a business where you have to like learn both sides at the same time.
yeah.
One of the brands that I talked to he's an engineer and he made like a pretty cool product. Like that side, he's good. He's good at product, and then he just kind of like learned marketing, right? That you can totally do,
Yeah.
but
And that's
you know,
what the coaches really do. Like you
Yeah.
solo founded until like I think I talked to you
you solo founder, then you never.
100%.
Yeah.
I think I think of the people that I'm coaching or people that I get talk to regularly, they're all a different problem, and most of them are solo founders. And I'm used as the co-founder. I'm
Yeah.
used as like I'm gonna thought work with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
that's
the
the
value.
skill set side.
You
side
can,
of it.
yeah, I think we said this on another topic, but you could, without having a full-on co-founder, you can hire an advisor,
Yes.
like a once a month ops guy.
I would have done that way earlier, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the masterminds back in the day,
Yeah.
but now there's so much access to. I think on one of the platforms. Talk to like multi-billion-dollar founders in like 30 minutes for this guy. What's his name went viral? It's like $24,000 an hour. Did you see this?
Who?
It's an edutainment. The edutainment
Oh,
guy.
Patrick Pitt.
Dude, I think
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think it's like $48,000 for an hour.
Yeah, no, I know.
People
Are you-
pay it.
And people probably do pay it. That's wild.
Yeah, it's probably conferences.
YouTubers pay it so they can make a YouTube video about it.
I mean, and
Yeah.
you're right at that point. But
Yeah.
yeah, wow.
Uh,
Good question.
yeah, it is a good question. It's actually similar to the first question. It's like you just can't learn both sides or all three sides of a business at the same time.
You can, but it won't be great.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's really difficult.
Yeah,